Welcome to another episode of our tutorial on Microsoft Word. Today we are going to be looking at the styles group. Okay, in our previous video we discussed extensively on how we can use the paragraph group, this particular section. But today we are going to look at this other section now, which is the style, this particular group you see here. Alright, this style group actually allows you to basically customize the entire website. Sorry, I said the entire website, the entire Microsoft Word document that you're working on. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick sample here to see. Let's get some random article equal to rand. Give me like 3 paragraph and 3 row. Okay, now I will have to begin with an illustration. Let's assume we are writing a book, and our book contains 3 chapters, and maybe in each of the chapter we have 2 subheadings. So let's say chapter 1. Chapter 1 is let's say making money online. Then we also have like sub chapter in them. So maybe after the first one, you now have another section called, let's say, making money with affiliate marketing. Okay, now then the next part, I'll now say making money with ClickBank. Okay, all right. So now I want to assume that this second 2 are just the sub chapter for chapter 1. So now we're going to have chapter 2, right? Chapter 2. Okay, now perhaps in this chapter 2 we have 2 sub chapters as well, and maybe chapter 2 is talking about let's say email marketing. Now maybe the first point in the email marketing is maybe getting your first email. Then the second one is, let's say, sending your first email, right? Okay, all right, because we have said 3 chapters, so let's copy this. I just want to copy this. You already know how to copy. Just highlight and press Ctrl C from your keyboard, and I'm going to paste this. So this will form our what? Chapter 3. Okay, so here will be like, let's say, Google Ads. Then the first sub will be getting ready to promote your offer. Okay, then maybe the second sub item will be, let's say, okay, let me use something like setting up your first ad. All right, now I just had to do this so we could illustrate something very important and understand how this works. Now, if you want to create a document map, more like a hierarchy, how MS Word should treat every single piece of content on your website, this is the normal route to go. Look at this first option here. You see normal. This is usually the default. Okay, this is usually the default. Now, this next one here, you see what? No spacing. Is another form of styling where spacing in between the characters are removed. Okay, then the third option here is called heading. Heading 1. We usually have what we call header 1, header 2, header 3, down to header 6. Now, this header 1 shows that it will be like the top level category, while the header 2 is maybe the next in hierarchy. Header 3, let me open this option to see if we have more. Okay, all right, we only have header 1 and header 2 here, but in subsequent this thing you could add not just header 1, header 2, but 3, 4, 5 down to 6. You understand? This will enable you to create some kind of hierarchy. Then here now is the title. Okay, now What this means is that, okay, let me give a title. Let me put a text here. Let's say making money online. Now, let's assume this is the title of this document. What happened is that this title would tell Microsoft Word to treat this particular text now, okay, to recognize that this particular text, making money online, is a title, which is the title of this book, for instance. Now, obviously, in several parts of MS Word where you might be referencing the title, MS Word will pick this as a title. You understand? And it will recognize every other thing here. It recognizes as normal paragraph, as paragraph text, unless otherwise. And that is why this particular section is very, very important. Now, after this, you can see subtitle. Okay, subtitle. It's just a way to tell MS Word that this is actually a what? A subtitle. Now, then here now again, subtitle emphasis. Okay, just a little different between some of them. Let's quickly look at the first one. Now, because this is chapter 1, I'm going to use the first heading and click chapter 1, heading 1. You see what happens? Now, a different set of formatting is applied to this. This is because header 1 is the top in hierarchy, but it doesn't mean that it will be the one with the highest size, font size, or color and the rest. So now, header 2 is evidently the one next to header 1. If I click, either highlight the text, you can highlight the text if you want to apply the header 1 option, then you click on what? Header 2. You see that the effect has been applied. Now, one challenge that most students do have is that they have just applied this, but they are not seeing any difference. You understand? But what you should know, especially as an expert or as a beginner trying to get to know how to use Office Word, is that Microsoft Word is treating this particular text as header 2. Now, obviously, let's treat the second one as header 2 again. You understand? Okay, that is fine. Now, because of the nature of our hierarchy, let's work between this header 1 and 2 and see, so I can show you what you need to know about these two different options. Then this is chapter 2 now. I'm going to make it header 1 because it will be like the top in hierarchy. Then getting first your email, we're going to be header 2, which is, then let me check this. Sending first email will be header 2. Then chapter 3 is going to pick header 1, which is the top. You understand? So I want to believe you understand what I'm trying to do right now. So like this one, I'm getting ready to promote your offer, will be header 2. Then the second aspect here will be header 2 as well. Now, with what you have just done right now, you have mapped out how MS Word treats every single piece of text you have in your document. It treats this other one as normal text paragraph, and it treats this one as header 2. Now, let me show you where it's a little bit important for you to have this option the way we just did it now. Let's go to our view, for instance. Let's go to view. Let's try to click on navigation. Now, notice what happened. This hierarchy you see here is created automatically the moment you use some of this feature here, header 1, header 2, header 3, and the rest. You understand? It's created automatically. Then you have told MS Word that this is your header 1, this is your header 1, this is your header 1, and this is a sub under, you understand, like maybe this is chapter 1, this is 1.1, 1.1, 1.2, then this one is chapter 2, this is 2.1, this is 2.2, continuously. So this is how you get to achieve something like this. If you want your document to be well organized in a professional way, this is how you do it. Now, subsequently in our next video, I will also be showing you more about how this is particularly very important, more especially if you are writing a book or so. Now, let me just quickly digress a little bit. Go down to insert. Let's see. Okay, let's say review. Is it review or insert? Okay, I think it's insert. Let's insert a table of content. Okay, insert. Alright, obviously it will be on our reference. Let's see, reference. Good, table of content. Now, if your document have not been formatted in this way, you cannot be able to get a complete and a very nice table of content. Okay, I just want to quickly show you this just for the purpose of this particular concept we are discussing. Let me just pick anyone here, just the first one. I'm just going to click on this. Now look at what happened. MS Word has mapped your content based on the type of style you have applied to the table of content. Now it's trying to tell you that chapter 1 is on page 1, chapter 1.1 is on this page, chapter 3 is on page 2. That's how it, and this is how you create your table of content if you want it to be organized. You understand? Because this will organize your entire book and will help you navigate from one page to the other, from one content to the other. And obviously this is also very important when you have a very large book and you want to quickly navigate across the document more easily. You understand? And even if you are making changes, for instance, let's say I make some changes here. Let's say make the best of affiliate marketing. Now notice one thing, if you get into the table of content here, naturally if you had not had this format before, you have to come back to the table of content and probably adjust one or two things. But with this one, all you have to do is to update the table of content, and if you update the entire table, just look at what happened. Just a little changes will happen. That's just because of the content that you have just updated from the style you have applied in the previous page. Okay, so this is how the styling basically work. It is very important, and I want to encourage you honestly in trying to learn how to use Microsoft Word. Using some of these functions, some of these command is very important. One, it tells about your professionalism in what you are doing. It tells about how well you know your subject and the rest. And it is quite similar to other items you see here. Let me take for instance now how I can make money on YouTube. Okay, then how I can make money on CCI library. Alright, so now I'm going to try to randomly pick some other settings option you have here. Let me highlight the first one here, and I'm going to hover around to, you see subtitle here. Now the subtitle here is just by design. You can customize this. Okay, now this is just to make your work look very uniform across all your document. Let me highlight this one for instance, and this is my subtitle, which is the sub for the first one. Let me apply subtitle. Now look at what happened. It has taken this thing off the list from here. That's because the format has changed, the styling has changed. But let me go back and toggle this back to my header 2. You notice that it is back now. Now none of this style is actually fixed. This is because you can change it. Okay, now I've had some of my students were like, well, how do I now change the color? This one is blue, I don't like blue. And no problem. The first thing you need to do is, if this is a book that you're writing now, you have to understand the theme that you are working with. Let's say maybe the color combination or the particular font style that you want to use. Let me quickly walk you through this. Let's say for instance you want to customize the heading. Okay, you can go to the header 1 for instance. You can see the option here, header 1. Right click on it, then click on what? Modify. Okay, when you click on modify, notice what happened. It will bring you to this style dialog box here. Here this is the name, which is header 1, and from here now you can change the font. What font type do you want? Let's say I want all my header 1 to be Berlin San FB Demi. Okay, now you'll be seeing the preview here immediately after you're changing it. And I want all my header 1 to be maybe something like this. What kind of color? Dark red. Okay, fine. Then I want it to be bold. I want it to be italics. Okay, I don't want it to be italics. So you can do all this setting that I do right now is specific to header 1. You understand? So subsequently, you don't need to come and be changing color, changing font for your header 1. Once it is set for all the article, the content that has the setting style to be header 1. Now I'm going to go down here and say automatically update. Okay, now once I check this box, subsequent article that I will have with this same feature will pick the color and the font type and the style. Okay, let me even change the size. Let's say I want it to be a little bit big, let it be 20, size 20, and all my heading should be at the right. It's fine. There should be a little bit space after paragraph. Okay, this is fine. So update it automatically and click on what? OK. Once you click on OK, all the header 1 document will change to this format. Let me click the next one. This is header 1. Notice it has changed. I didn't have to come here and change it again. Notice the header 3 because it's header 1. Now, you can also do the same thing to your header 2. You understand? Now, just like I told you now, if I have any text now, let's say working from home. Now, the moment I apply the heading style, the corresponding style will apply to it, and I don't have to so everything will become uniform in the entire document. And if you're not also comfortable with maybe header 2, header 3 and some other setting, you can customize it. Just go ahead to header 2, for instance, right click on it, modify it. The color was blue. Is it blue? Is it sky blue? All right. So but you can change it. If you want it to maintain the normal dark, fine. If you want it to be something, what is it called again, purple, okay, let's use purple. And you want it to be bold, you want the font size to be 12, you want them to be a little bit space in between the, okay, that's fine. Once you do your setting, just come down here and set auto update. Once you click OK, all your header 2 article will change to the style that you have applied. This way you don't have to waste your time and come back again and begin to change the styling of a particular text. Okay, this is very important. Honestly, this is very important, and I would like you to take note of this so that by the time you are working on different content, depend on the document you are working on, obviously you'll be making use of this. You'll be making use of this feature, and it's going to make your work look very clean and professional. Thank you so much. I think we're going to stop for today. I'm going to, in our next video, we'll dive into this other option here. We're just trying to take it step by step, bit by bit. If you have any question, please comment below and I'll make sure I respond as much as possible. If there's something you want me to talk about, please just drop your comment below. Let us know. Okay, there's no way I can cover the entire aspect of MS Word, but obviously with the little that we're going to cover, I just want to ensure that you have some of the basics that you need to run your daily activities. And if you're watching us for the first time and you have not subscribed, please go ahead, help us, help our YouTube channel to grow. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that anytime we upload another new video, you get notified. Okay, so thank you so much. Just know that we love you. All right, have a wonderful day.